Day 3 of arrays, we're going to talk about how to increase the size of an array, sort an array, and use the min and max values that are available to you. Oh, that's fun, Bell. All right, we have an int array called ages that's already set up using an initializer list. This is what's happening in the computer. We got this variable called ages that's pointing at this array of objects that has the numbers 4, 7, 3, 2 in. I would like to add another element. So I want to add another element. Arrays are fixed in size. You cannot add an element to an array, or you cannot increase the size of an array. So what we're going to do is use some duct tape. We're going to try to increase the size. So even though you can't, we're going to do it. And the first thing we're going to do is build a new array. So I'm going to make another array over here called, I don't know, dog. Okay, just to kind of show you what's going to happen. We're going to try to create a new array called dog that is, let's make it like 3 bigger than the other one. Okay, so it's going to have 7 spots in it. This one has 4 spots in it. We're going to try to create a new array called dog. Once we create it, remember when we created it, it had zeros in all the spots. We're then going to take everything from ages and move it over. So we'll take this and move it over, this and move it over, this and move it over, this and move it over. And then we'll have this new array with some more spots in it. Okay, so let's just see if we can do that real quick. The syntax for that is int array, we'll call it dog, equals new int array. And we're going to put in, I could just put 7 in because I know how big it's going to be, but let's suppose we just don't know how big the original one is. We just want to make it bigger. So we're going to say ages.length and then plus 3. We're going to add 3 to it. Okay, so this is just taking the current length of the array and adding 3 empty spots. So it looks like this right here. But now I need to copy everything over. If I need to copy everything over, I am going to do a for loop. So our most famous for loop of all time, for int I equals 0. I is less than ages.length and I plus plus. And if I want to take ages and put it into dog, then the one that we want to change is dog, so that's the one that goes on the left. So dog I equals ages I. Okay. So remember, this is taking the thing on the right and putting in a thing on the left, so it's going to take this one and put it over here, so that'll put a 4 in here, a 7 in here, a 3 in here, and a 2 in here. And notice we went through ages.length, so now we have everything copied over. But the last thing we need to do, okay, and we don't need curly braces for this for loop because we're only doing 1 line of code, but you can put a curly brace in there if you want. The last thing we need to do to actually make it look like we increase the size of ages is I didn't want a new array that was bigger. I wanted ages to be bigger. Well, arrays act like objects, so this is like pointing at this object here. I now want to change this pointer. I don't want it to point there anymore. I want it to point over here. So to make that happen, the thing I want to change is ages. So I'm going to say ages is going to change, and it's now going to be pointing, ages is now going to be pointing to where dog is pointing. So this line of code, okay, this makes ages point at dog. Okay, so this makes, if we kind of come up here, this line of code, the thing on the left changes, so ages will now point to wherever dog is pointing, and this remote control will disappear. So this is an anonymous object. We talked about that in class, so the garbage collector will come and clean that sucker up because we can never get back to that. We can never get back to that array, it's gone. But we have it copied over here, it's good to go. And right now the relationship between ages and dogs are aliases. Okay, it also makes them aliases. So ages and dogs, just so we can be cool at the computer science parties and know the lingo, they're called aliases. Aliases are when 2 remote controls or 2 references are pointing at the exact same object. So ages and dog are both pointing here. But we don't care about dog. We'll never use dog ever in the program. We just use it for a short amount of time so we can build a new array. So that is how you increase the size of an array.